was not right?
Thank you very much, Umaru, and good evening to your listeners. From NCCE's perspective, citizens of Ghana have a right to protest. It is enshrined in the Constitution, and it is it's almost a rite of passage. We have demonstrations in this country. It's part of the political culture of the politics of our democracy. And it's important that we understand that people do have a right to protest, they have a right to demonstrate, and when they do so, they must not be subjected to brutality by anyone. That being said, you also know that the demonstrations must happen within the guidelines as stated in the Public Order Act. And so all parties involved in these sorts of things must understand the role that they are playing, must understand that they must work within the rules. When somebody goes on a demonstration and they do the right thing, even if they're going to be arrested, even if the police is going to intervene, I'm sure that there are legal, well laid down procedures for doing that. And so it's important that from the side of the police, they also take note of this, allow people to demonstrate as long as they're doing it lawfully. And if they are not doing it lawfully, then use the law to ensure that they get back on the right track.
You have been involved in activism, you've been involved in civil society, and now you are in charge of educating the citizenry.
Yes.
Do you get a sense that the police also may require some education when it comes to respecting people who are engaging in mass action?
Oh, absolutely. Because if you look at the videos, and that is not to say that you can get a full picture from a couple of videos, I get a sense that the police get frustrated. You know, they are provoked, they get frustrated, and then they react. I think that is important. I think there are well laid down procedures. There are legal ways of handling demonstrations, even demonstrations that have gotten out of hand. And I think that over the years, we seem to see this happening from time to time, where the police get pushed to the wall and then they react in a way that may not be entirely lawful. So it is important that they also receive the education. We all need education in being good citizens. We all need education in understanding our role in the democracy that we are practicing. Everybody has a role. Police has a very important role. They protect us. They keep us safe. They look out for us. They look after us. But they also have a role to ensure that there's no public disturbance that leads to chaos, fear, and panic, and all of those things. So the role that they play is critical. It sits in the middle between society and the social order moving as it should without any interruption of confusion and chaos. But they also must ensure that people are safe, you understand? So it's a very fine line that they tread, and we appreciate the work that they have to do and the things that they have to do to ensure that they keep the balance. But it is important that we send the right signal that people have a right to exercise. People have freedom of. Excuse me. People are free to demonstrate, to express their displeasure with anything that they want to, and that people must understand that in order to do that, you must do it lawfully.
Very well. I'm looking at the third paragraph in your statement. That said, NCC, and I'm reading, also reminds citizens that fundamental human rights are not absolute. Demonstrations, processions, and other expressions of citizens' discontent must happen within the confines of the law. Are you not also then saying that the citizenry should be gagged to an extent by this statement?
The law does not gag anybody in Ghana. The law does not gag anybody in Ghana. The law sets out guidelines. If you want to demonstrate, these are the steps that you have to take. If you want to demonstrate, this is the way you have to do it. It involves the police, it involves the judiciary, the legal system. It's not gagging. And it does not apply to just this demonstration. Every demonstration must go through the same procedure. You know, time given for notice, the formal communications between the police and the demonstrators. It's a process that's well laid out. It's not an illegal process. So this is not to say that people must be gagged. Far from it. I will be the last person, the very last person, to say that people should be gagged from expressing themselves. I mean, I have been a democracy fighter for many, many, many years, and that has not changed. It is important that we understand that rights are not absolute. If you go on a demonstration because you have a right to demonstrate, right, and you engage in disorderly activities, for instance, and those disorderly activities go to infringe on other people's rights to, for instance, conduct business in an environment that is safe or brings injury to somebody, then that cannot be part of just exercising human right, fundamental human rights. It has to be within the context, and so in that context, we must all understand what we are able to and not able to do when we are trying to exercise those rights.
Thank you so much for speaking to us, madam.
Thank you so much, Umaru.
That's Kathleen Adi.